So before I begin with this review, I want to mention one thing very quickly, and that is that WWE advertised the return of Paige. Now, we know she's confronting Bayley. Okay? We all know she is confronting Bayley. But I want to know why. And yes, I know this has nothing to do with the Raw review. So, just giving you guys a bit of advice. This has nothing to do with the Raw review. This is just something completely different. So we'll get to the Raw review in a moment. But the thing is that I just want to mention why. Why is Paige getting involved with Bayley? Bayley hasn't said anything to Paige to tip her off. If Paige was to return and confront someone, I would have most likely guessed, Asuka and Kairi to get revenge for what the spitting mist in her face. But the thing is that this makes no sense. Like, Paige, we don't know if Paige is coming back into the ring or not. And honestly, this is stupid. Why are you going to bring her back into the ring when we clearly know she's had some serious neck problems? Now, don't get me wrong, I know why people should be excited to see her, but at the same time, I'm getting very paranoid of the fact that WWE keep bringing people back. Edge is another one. I mean, I'm not a fan of Edge. I'm not a fan of him. I wish people would understand that I'm not crapping on him because I don't want to see him. I'm crapping on the storyline because I don't care. I don't want to see Edge. I don't like Edge. There's no reason for him to come back. He's just a part-timer. He's signed for 3 years to only wrestle for 3 or 4 matches a year? So that's kind of a waste of time. But we'll talk about that later. But the thing that bugs me the most is that people think that Paige is going to come back and get back into the ring. Now, my main problem with that is that Sasha Banks should be the one to challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship and be the one to dethrone Bayley. Now, I've been hearing reports going around that there could be a 6-pack challenge at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Look, fine, I don't care, as long as Sasha wins it. If anyone not named Sasha doesn't win that 6-pack challenge, then what was the whole point? If you bring back Paige and have her win that 6-pack challenge, you're only going to aggravate Sasha fans. You're only going to aggravate people that wanted to see Sasha Banks versus Bayley at WrestleMania. That's all you're going to do. That's all you're going to do is you're just going to aggravate people. Just give the fans what they want. Give us Sasha versus Bayley and be done with it. I've also heard that maybe Paige brings back Nia Jax. If Paige, maybe tries to convince Sasha to turn on Bayley, then maybe I could see that could be why they brought her back. But at the same time, I don't want her to wrestle, because here's the thing, right? My buddy Schmidt, on his videos, I've heard him, compare, real life sports to WWE, because I've heard him, well, not just WWE, maybe just wrestling in general, but, in his video about NXT, he mentioned about how NXT need to go to bigger venues, and he compared tennis and AFL and all those other kind of, sporting events, that go to bigger venues to sell out crowds and all that stuff. But here's the thing, my main problem is that when people like Edge and Paige, and yes, I'll even include Daniel Bryan just because he did do this too, I don't like seeing people like this, announce their retirements and then they come back, and then they go against their retirement speech, and their retirement speech just becomes worthless. Their entire speech just becomes complete and utter worthless. Everything they said, every emotional drop of tears running down your face when they retire, it all meant nothing. Because all it did was lead to their eventual comeback. That's the main reason why I don't like seeing people like Edge and Paige come back. Because all it does is ruin their retirement speech. Because that's all it does. And yes, I did feel that way with Daniel Bryan, but I like Daniel Bryan. That's the different thing. I love Daniel Bryan. Paige and Edge, I never really was a big fan of. But yes, I did feel bad that they had to retire. So don't think I'm a heartless arsehole and be all like, oh good, they're retired. No, of course I felt bad for them. I actually, Paige's was actually very emotional. I felt it. I felt the emotion running through her, despite that I didn't, wasn't a big fan of her. I just wish people would understand why I don't like seeing these people come back. Because when they announce their retirement and then they come back, it just ruins the whole thing. It just ruins their whole retirement speech and their farewell. That's all it does. It just ruins it. And it just kills their legacy, in my opinion. That's all it does. It just ruins everything about them. So look, I know Paige is just coming back to talk, but we don't know what she's going to say. That's the only thing that worries me. That we don't know what she's going to say. So anyway, as I was saying, my friend Schmidt, he likes to compare real life sports. So here's my comparison to other sports with what I just mentioned about Edge and Paige and Natalya. Now we don't know if Paige is coming back to wrestle, but we'll just keep it as the example anyway. We'll just roll with it. So we all know the AFL. People in Australia, the people here in Australia would know that we Australians have sports like AFL, cricket, and tennis. But I'm mainly going to talk about AFL because I got one good example of this. Hawthorn Hawks player Luke Hodge announced his retirement from the Hawthorn Hawks and he announced that he was going to retire from the club, and then several months later, or even like a few weeks later, he comes out of retirement and he starts playing for the Brisbane Lions. So why bother? So that's one best example I can give you guys of someone who announces their retirement, but then they come back. I don't like that. I think it's stupid. Why announce your retirement, but then you come back? I'm going to use cricket as the example here. Let's say Ricky Ponting, who is a legend in cricket, he retires. He has retired from cricket. But let's say he came out of retirement because he had that itch. He wanted to have that itch for one more game of cricket, just so that he could make that classic 100 and have one more amazing run as a cricketer. That will take away his entire legacy, and it would take away the legendary status that Ricky Ponting had as a legend, and his retirement wouldn't have mattered. Those are the best examples I can give you. I don't really watch a lot of tennis, so I can't really give you guys an example of tennis. Those are the two sports that I watch, so I guess those are the best examples I can give you. So yeah, that's why I don't like people, announcing their retirement and then they come back. That's why I don't like it. So please just listen to me for this once. You know deep down what I'm saying is true. Man, it took nearly 10 minutes just to get all that out of the way. But anyway, we'll start the review. We'll start the Raw review. Welcome everyone to the Monday Night Raw review. I hope you guys are ready. So, let's get this started. Let's get it started. The show started off with the man, Becky Lynch. Man, I really wish she would go back to the Irish last kicker, man. I love Becky. But I feel like the man character has really run its course. Now, I just want to mention this real quick. I know the man gimmick is supposed to be representing her as champion. But what happens when she loses her title? She's not the man anymore. I know the whole man gimmick is supposed to represent who she is as the champion, but when she loses the belt, she's not the man anymore. So what's the point in having the big giant Titantron say the man when she doesn't have a belt anymore? So to me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So when she drops the belt, you're still going to call her the man? That doesn't make any sense at all. She's not the man anymore without the title. The whole point of the man gimmick is that she's supposed to be the champion. But when she doesn't have the title, what, you're going to make her big-ass Titantron say, was the man? I was the man? No. What you do with Becky, when she drops that title, as much as I don't want to see Shayna Baszler win the title, I ultimately know this is going to happen. Just have Becky return as the Irish last kicker. Just have her go back to the Irish last kicker gimmick when she drops her title. I feel like the man character has run its course. There's really no reason for the man character to exist anymore. Because when she drops the belt, what's the point of the character? What's the point of the character? What's the point of calling yourself the man when you don't have the belt anymore? The only way I could possibly have it, the only possible way that they could keep the man gimmick is A, they send Becky to SmackDown and they have her win the SmackDown Women's Championship, or B, they would pair her up with Charlotte in the tag team division and they'd have them become tag champs. I feel like Charlotte and Becky would make great tag team champions. Charlotte's most likely going to go down to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Everybody thinks, oh, Charlotte's going to win. I don't think so. I think Charlotte's going to put over Rhea. So yeah, I feel like the man gimmick just won't make any sense when she, drops the title. She needs to go back to the Irish last kicker when she does. So we had Rey Mysterio versus Angel Garza. I am getting very, very sick of this Lucha Libre feud. I'm getting very sick of it. Rey Mysterio wins. Great. You have Rey Mysterio break Angel Garza's, undefeated streak. I get the undefeated streaks aren't supposed to last long, but goddamn, you're gonna have Rey Mysterio break it? Yeah, everybody complained about AJ Styles breaking Aleister Black's, undefeated streak. I'd like to see people complain about Rey Mysterio break Angel Garza's. I just don't care anymore about this feud. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, I actually really liked this segment. Charlotte Flair is a great promo when you actually give her the right material. When you give Charlotte Flair the right things to say, she's very good on the mic. Now, there's only one problem I had with this segment, and that was the ending. I didn't like the ending. Now, I'm not saying Rhea Ripley shouldn't have taken out Charlotte, which that is the thing I'm fine with. But the thing that I didn't like is the fact that all she did was punch Charlotte in the face. Because YouTube, when I was watching it all on YouTube just basically made it sound like Rhea Ripley punching Charlotte in the face is like the biggest shocker we've ever seen. Charlotte's been punched in the face so many times over the course of her career. What I would have done, this is what I would have done. I even tweeted it. I even tweeted it. What I would have done is that instead of having Rhea Ripley punch Charlotte, what I would have done is that I would have had Charlotte go for the punch, and Rhea ducks the punch, and she delivers the riptide to Charlotte. That's what I would have done. That would have been more impactful. That would have been more of a message to Charlotte that Rhea isn't going to back down. Having Rhea deliver the riptide, which is her finisher, the same move that she used to defeat Shayna Baszler with, that would have made more sense. To see Rhea just flatten the Queen with her finisher. And you could have had the commentators make it a big deal. Oh my god, if Rhea hits that at WrestleMania, it's all over for the Queen. You know, that would have been more better. That would have been way better. But no, just a simple punch to the face. Good segment, but a bad ending. Bobby Lashley versus Zack Ryder. Didn't care about this match. And can someone tell me, why are these idiot fans chanting, "We want Lana"? This bitch was on our TV for months with her feud with Lashley and Rusev. I almost forgot his bloody name. She was on TV for months for that feud, and everybody got sick and tired of seeing Lana and her loud mouth. But all of a sudden, she's off TV for a couple of weeks. Now we all miss Lana. We all miss the ravishing Russian. We all miss the beautiful blonde named Lana. Give me a break. Do you either like her or do you not like her? You can't say you want something, but then when you get it, you complain. This is another example of the fans not being able to make up their minds. Lana wasn't even there. She wasn't even, at ringside for Bobby Lashley's match. I guess that is why they were chanting it. But still, this doesn't make sense. Lana was on TV for months. You weren't chanting, "We want Lana" then. You were annoying the shit out of her with Rusev Day chants. But now she's not feuding with Rusev anymore. Now we want to start Lana Day chants. We want Lana chants. Give me a break. Give me a break. Lashley wins. He beats Zack Ryder. Wow. So saw that coming. Oh my god, man. Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Don't get me wrong, I love Drew McIntyre. Well, I'm getting into him. I'm actually really getting into his babyface run. And I'm very well expecting the fans to turn on Drew McIntyre in the middle of his title run. Drew McIntyre, he takes on Eric Rowan. And what happens here? We have months and months and months of wanting to know what was inside that cage. Eric Rowan shows us last week what's inside that cage. It was a giant tarantula. And what happens this week? Drew McIntyre kills the spider and destroys the cage with the steel steps. So all that build to tell us what was inside that cage, and then you go ahead and kill the one thing about Eric Rowan's character. Well, so much for that, I guess. Drew McIntyre beats Eric Rowan with a future shock DDT, and then a Claymore kick. The Kabuki Warriors versus Natalya and Liv Morgan. The Kabuki Warriors got the win here. And it seems like they're going to be facing Bliss and Cross at WrestleMania. Great. Like Alexa Bliss needs more freaking championships added to her freaking list of accomplishments. But anyway, Ruby and Sarah got involved in this match, and Liv Morgan, dived to take them out, which left Natalya all by herself to eat the pin. AJ Styles challenged Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania. So you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me? Am I hearing this correctly? The main reason why AJ Styles hates the Undertaker is because his wife, Michelle McCool, did his finisher when she was a wrestler? You mean to tell me that's the main storyline they're going with? Are you serious? Oh, your wife used my finisher. That's why I hate you, Undertaker. Really? The Faith Breaker, which was similar to the Styles Clash. That's the reason why you don't like The Undertaker, because his wife was doing your move. I cannot believe this is the main reason behind this feud. Wow, what a joke. This has made me care less about this match between The Undertaker and AJ Styles. We had more 24/7 bullshit as Riddick Moss took on Cedric Alexander. Yeah, Paul Heyman loves Cedric Alexander, alright. He sure loves him. He sure loves good old Cedric Alexander. He loves him so much, why is he competing for the 24/7 championship? People also say that Paul Heyman's a big fan of Ricochet. Well, if he's such a big fan of Ricochet, then why did Brock Lesnar squash him in a minute and then he jobbed to this idiot Riddick Moss the week later? Don't give me this bullshit that Paul Heyman's a fan of somebody and then you see the way they're treated. Don't give me this garbage. Riddick Moss beats Alexander to retain the 24/7 title, if it was even for the belt. Edge brawled with Randy Orton and attacked MVP. I don't even know why MVP is still around. Edge came back for revenge on Randy Orton. Again, as you guys know, I really don't care about this feud, and it's the same thing I just said earlier about Paige. Edge is another one. He went against his retirement speech, all because he wanted to retire on his own terms. That's not good enough for me, man. When you retire, you retire. Edge is not a good babyface. Edge is so much better as a heel. I would be invested in this storyline more if Edge was actually the heel and Randy Orton was the babyface. I know people don't like Randy Orton as a heel, as a babyface, but I would have been more into this better if Edge was a heel. Edge is way better as a heel. I want the frickin' dick Edge, not the Edge that wants to kill Randy Orton because, oh, he RKO'd my wife. Edge is not a sympathetic person. We're not supposed to be feeling sorry for someone like Edge, for the shit that he has done over his years. Also, everybody booed the hell out of Randy Orton for what he did to Edge with the Concerto. So are people going to boo Edge for what he did to MVP? Are you people going to boo Edge loud enough to get pissed off at him? No. Of course not, because it's the good guy. The good guy can do whatever he wants. But the bad guy, he has to pay for his crimes. And yeah, I get that's the whole part of the storyline, but again, I just don't care. The outcome of this match makes me care less about this feud. The outcome is the main reason. We all know Edge is winning. Aleister Black beat AJ Styles, but AJ Styles, what's his name? Seth Rollins by disqualification. Honestly, I don't like DQ finishes. I really don't. I would much rather a clean finish between both wrestlers. But I guess I can understand why they did it in this occasion. But I would have much rather Aleister Black and Seth Rollins being the main event instead of this garbage that we got with Seth, Murphy, AOP against the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, and the Viking Raiders. I would have preferred Seth and Black being the main event, and Aleister Black beats the Monday Night Messiah. There was no need for the Viking Raiders, and there was no need for the Street Profits. The Street Profits have only been champions for a week, and they're already losing. Laughable, man. Absolutely laughable. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much your Monday Night Raw review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below. And I'll see you all next time. Later.